Hey everyone, and welcome to RUBIN'S Mind Lab, where we break down the latest research into what it really means. Ever wonder if AI is making us all think the same way, especially when it comes to something as important as college applications? This new study dives deep into that question. We all hear about AI writing articles, essays, even poems, and sometimes it sounds super creative, right? But at the same time, there is this worry that AI might be making everything a little too similar, like a cookie-cutter approach to thinking and writing. This research team wanted to see if that's actually happening, especially in a high-stakes situation like college admissions essays. They had a big idea. Maybe AI makes writing look more diverse on the surface, using lots of different words, but the actual ideas underneath become less original and more alike. They called this the semantic disjunction idea. So, how do you even study something like this? Well, they did something really clever. They looked at a massive number of college admissions essays, over 370,000 of them, from 4 different universities. They compared essays written before ChatGPT became widely available in late 2022 with essays written after. It's like a before and after snapshot. And what did they find? Get this. The essays written after ChatGPT came out did use a more diverse range of words. This is the surface level diversity. But here is the kicker. Those same essays actually had less diverse ideas within the sentences, and importantly across all the essays submitted. So, lots of fancy words, but the underlying thoughts were becoming more similar. They saw this pattern across all the universities they studied. It's like having a huge vocabulary but only talking about the same handful of topics. They measured this diversity at 3 different levels. First, word level diversity, which is just how varied the words are in a single essay. Think of it as the surface splash of colors. Second, sentence level diversity, which looks at how different the ideas are from one sentence to the next within an essay. This is like looking at the different brushstrokes in a painting, seeing if they form a cohesive picture or a jumble. And third, document level distinctness, which is about how unique each essay is compared to all the other essays in the same application cycle. This is like judging how original an entire painting is compared to all the other paintings in an exhibition. The results are pretty striking. The word level diversity, that surface splash of colors, went up after ChatGPT came out. But the sentence level diversity, the brushstrokes, and even more so the document level distinctness, how original the whole painting is, went down. So, while students might be using more varied vocabulary and sentence structures, the actual core message or the unique perspective they're trying to convey is becoming more alike across different students. And here is a really important part. This effect wasn't the same for everyone. They found that applicants from marginalized and non-mainstream backgrounds like international students or Black African American applicants showed even larger increases in word diversity, alongside sharper declines in idea diversity compared to other groups. This is concerning because it suggests that AI might be unintentionally pushing these students' unique voices towards more generic themes, potentially dampening the very individuality that colleges often look for. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, if the ideas are becoming more similar, how can essays be perceived as more creative? That is the paradox they tackled. They showed that human graders and even AI graders tend to pay more attention to the shiny words on the surface. In fact, when they asked creativity experts to rate essays, they found that using more diverse words, that surface-level variety, was a stronger predictor of them thinking an essay was creative than the actual diversity of the ideas within it. Even when the experts looked at many essays together, they still lean heavily on the word choice. It's like judging a book by its cover, even when you're supposed to read the whole thing. This all happened in college admissions essays, a place where students are explicitly told to be unique and personal, and where AI use is often discouraged. This shows how powerful AI's influence is, even when there are supposed to be guardrails. It's like AI is subtly reshaping how we express ourselves, even when we're trying really hard not to let it. To be really sure that AI was causing these changes, they also did a controlled experiment. They took students and had them either revise their old essays using AI or generate a brand new essay with AI. And guess what? Again, the AI-assisted essays showed more varied words but less varied ideas, confirming that AI use directly leads to this semantic disjunction. So, what does this all mean for us? The study suggests that while AI tools can make our writing sound more sophisticated by using a wider vocabulary, they might be inadvertently smoothing out the unique and personal ideas that make our writing truly original. This could be especially problematic for students from minority backgrounds whose distinct perspectives might be nudged towards more common themes. We might be losing some of the richness and originality in human expression without even realizing it, just because AI is making it seem more diverse on the surface. Now, it's important to remember that this study has some limitations. The biggest one is that when comparing essays from before and after ChatGPT, they have to assume that the students applying in those different years were generally similar in other ways, which isn't always perfectly true. Also, while they looked at how diverse the ideas were, they can't tell us if the ideas themselves were historically new or just old ideas expressed differently. And they noted that word diversity was already trending up a bit before ChatGPT, maybe due to other writing tools. Ultimately, this research is a wake-up call. It tells us that we need to be more careful when we evaluate writing, whether it's by humans or with AI's help. We can't just look at how many different words are used. We need to dig deeper and consider the diversity of the actual ideas being expressed. This is crucial for understanding how AI is changing our communication and our thinking, and for ensuring that we don't lose the unique voices that make our world interesting. It's a reminder that true originality comes from the depth of our ideas, not just the variety of our words. What do you think about these findings? Are you noticing this semantic disjunction in your own writing or in things you read? Let me know in the comments below, and if you found this breakdown helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to RUBIN'S Mind Lab for more curious explorations of science. Thanks for watching.